Hello, my name is Maggie Gordon-Walker. I run Mothers Uncovered. We are based in Brighton and Hove. We also run groups in Worthing. At the moment, all our groups are online, so in fact, location is no impediment to joining. Mothers Uncovered is a creative peer support network for mums that I started in 2008 as a result of my own experiences of becoming a mum and feeling very isolated and lonely, and that a lot of the groups that I went to, the conversations seemed to be quite surface. They didn't feel there was anyone I could just talk about what I was feeling about being a mum, which sometimes was great and sometimes was not so great. And it seemed like then, and it's not, I don't think, that different now, the only options are a kind of informal mum and baby group where it's not appropriate to talk about deep feelings, or if you flagged yourself up as being postnatally depressed, and then that goes on your notes. There's a kind of stigma around that. I don't think it really defines what women are going through. And a lot of women, certainly I felt, and a lot of women who've come to our groups in the last 13 years have confirmed this. Depression isn't just all that they're going through. They've become a mum and they want a place to talk about that and process it. So sometimes when I talk about this or I've written about it, later on I'll put some links to pieces I've written. You get some whataboutery, sometimes from women who aren't mothers. That's kind of more understandable, but quite a lot of the time from dads. Obviously, the role of the dad is an incredibly important one, or a partner is very important. But the changes that a woman goes through in pregnancy and birth give her a sort of a different outlook on how she is with her baby, and that I think needs to be honoured and explored and supported. There is a word called matrescence that I heard about a few months back, same suffix as adolescence. It's just the transition into motherhood, and that I think encompasses all that a woman might go through. It's not defining to one particular symptom such as postnatal depression. It encompasses anything that you might go through. So part of one of my campaigns is to get that word into common usage. I think psychologically, if there is a word to describe what you are going through, whatever it is, you can start to own that, and other people can start to understand it and see it and respect it. So that's part of my campaign. Um, our groups, so yeah, at the moment, as I say, they're all online. They're a place where you can be very honest and truthful about what you're going through. We offer kind of 5 session groups. At the moment, we've got some in the day and the evening. And they're all run by past participants of the project, because I felt that was very important, that everyone who is talking to the mums is also a mum and has a level of understanding of what they're going through. And I think there's kind of quite a depth of understanding in the group. Sometimes people say, well, can't women just speak to their friends or family about these things? And yes, they can, and they do, and of course that's fine. Sometimes they might want to speak about their family or friends to someone, and it's not going to be repercussions, because obviously all our groups are confidential. And there's also something sacred, that doesn't sound quite right, but you know what I mean, about a space that has been designated as the place where you can come and talk about what you're going through as a mother and as a woman. Because when you become a mum, I think your status as woman kind of just disappears and you become invisible. Nobody sees you, no one sees all that you were before you became a mum, while that you still are now you are a mum, and all that you might do in the future. And we like to honour that and support women with that. It's not therapy, our groups, even though some of my facilitators are therapists by profession. It's peer support, so that's just simply women who understand what you're going through supporting each other. So all the groups take place on Zoom at the moment. Also, I have a petition, I will put the link to that later as well, which calls for greater understanding of this point in a woman's life. and also for the support of maternal peer support groups across the country. So we run Mothers Uncovered here. That works very well in Brighton and in a few other places, but it wouldn't necessarily work in every community. I think it's very important that a group that's grown up in an area has the kind of support for that area, and you don't want to just crash in over the top and say, no, 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 you must do this. So another part of my campaign is to have a national database of maternal peer support groups, which I would call MumLink. So the petition I've got on change.org, it's been sitting there forever, because the rights for mums are never really seen as being uppermost in people's minds, which come more to a minute. Anyway, you can go and sign the petition, please, and share that. That would be great. So yeah, the fact that mums are kind of always sort of seen at the bottom of the pile. I was told by a funding advisor a few months back that mothers would never be top priority for funding unless there was a threat to life of their offspring. And I find that a really depressing and retrograde remark to make, because not every woman is a mother, and no reason why she should be, but everybody on the planet has or had a mother. It's not a kind of niche thing being mums. And your primary relationship in life is going to be with your mum to start with in most cases. So the fact of kind of not supporting mums, making them feel secure, making them feel that whatever they're going through is okay, and that people understand that and have got their back, it's not, it's not good for them, and it's not good for everybody. There was a report commissioned about 6 years ago by the Maternal Mental Health Alliance that said that it was costing the country £8 billion every year in inadequate maternal care. That's an awful lot of money, and they estimated it would be about 330 million to implement change to support women. So you just think, well, even if you don't care about the mums, why are we not caring about the fact it's costing the country so much money, particularly now in the crisis when people don't have money? You just think it's the same across the board with any kind of peer support. We don't invest preventatively, we only kind of mop up when the damage has been done. So it's my wish for this not to be the case. Yeah, valuing mother's work is something else that I feel very strongly about. A lot of times when women come to our groups, they will say, oh, when I go back to work, and we say, well, wait a minute, you are working already. Being a mother is work. It's not the full extent of the work you might do in your life, but it is still work. I'm part of the campaign for basic income. So I wrote a piece about this, and everyone all around us is caring all the time, either for their children or for elderly parents or disabled people, or in low-paid caring roles, or working in a voluntary capacity within their communities. And this costs, the amount of this gives to the economy is billions, and yet it's not regarded as work. And I think for mums, the fact that their work as mothers is not valued. People say, what did you do? And it's like, well, I went to a play group, or I changed this amount of nappies. But the act of being with a child and raising that child and introducing it to the world is a massive amount of work that you are doing. It's not that I think women should stay at home all day and raise babies, but I think we collectively as a society need to recognise the importance of the work that they are doing, because that will make them feel better, and then we'll have a healthier, happier society. I think that's all I'm going to say on the subject today. You can reach us. We're at mothersuncovered.com. I will put some links later on. I hope you're all out enjoying the sunshine. Have a lovely day.